I am smart, I am funny, and I'm creative.
I am charismatic. I am funny. I am goofy.
I'm creative, I'm smart, and I'm passionate. Hi, my name is Alexis Wallace. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm bisexual. I go to Temple University. I'm a film and media arts student, and I want to study animation. I'm from Cheltenham, Pennsylvania. It's a minute away from North Philadelphia. I grew up with my mom, my dad, and my brother. My mom is from Barbados, and my dad's from Trinidad. So they're very Caribbean, very strict.
My name is Octavia. I am 22. Pronouns are she, her. I am bisexual, and I majored in political science in undergrad. I am African American. I guess some other stuff. My dad's half Puerto Rican, got some Native Americans swirling around in there. I originally am from Philadelphia. I was born in West Philadelphia. I moved all over Philadelphia. It's so complicated. I was moving back and forth between my dad and my mom, and I lived in North Philadelphia, West Philadelphia, South Philly. And eventually I moved in with my grandma when I was around 9 or 10, and my grandma lived in the suburbs.
My name is Kathy Chan. My pronouns are she and her. I am a bisexual. I am Cambodian American, and I grew up primarily in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I am 19 years old, and I am now majoring in film and media arts.
I came out 4 years ago to my girlfriend, I guess, and then to my best friends. They were supportive. I honestly don't think they even really cared. They just saw me the same way. And yeah, they were really supportive. I think my parents would be really upset if they found out that I was bisexual. When I was with my girlfriend, my mom found out, but we don't talk about it, and I think she thinks that it was like a phase that I had. And she was being really mean to me during the time for about a year, and I asked her why she was so upset, and she was like, well, because if I told your father, he would kick you out of the house, what you were doing was unacceptable. And I don't know, I just started laughing because I thought it was so ridiculous that she got so upset over that. So I haven't talked about it with her since. So I mean, obviously I feel like I wouldn't go out of my way to come out to my parents.
I actually came into my spring semester of my first year in college that I actually realized I was bisexual. I think it was all throughout winter break. I probably was just urging to tell everybody about it because I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I didn't know, I wasn't really still solid on the idea of what my sexuality is. But I think definitely around the beginning of my spring semester, freshman year. A lot of the positive reactions that I've gotten from friends is that because I've made a lot of friends who are gay, who are already bisexual and have already come out, they were celebrating that fact that I was able to kind of embrace that. That's my sexuality basically. And that was more of the positives. When I told my parents about it, a lot of the negative things came from me coming out to my parents, and they said that I was confused, that I didn't know what I wanted, and I was not solidified on my concept of my sexuality. And so it kind of broke me a little bit when coming out to my parents, because even right now they're still juggling on the fact that, okay, my daughter is a bisexual and she likes other women too, and that's I guess it's a very strange concept to them, and I blame them, and at the same time I don't blame them, but it's just very hard even right now to kind of talk to them about that.
All my friends know that I'm bi, so I guess I'm out. Some of my family knows, but not like my main family. Like my grandma doesn't know, or maybe she knows, she's like denying it. But yeah, so it's complicated, and I feel like, you know, I don't just walk around saying, "Hi, Octavia, and I'm bisexual." So it's like, you know, am I really out? You know, and what does out really mean? Because you have to come out all the time sometimes to people, you know. People automatically assume you're straight, and you'll be like, actually I'm not. Or you don't feel comfortable, or you don't feel like you're in a setting where you can actually express your sexual orientation. And personally, I only walk with the people and introduce myself and then say my sexual orientation, so people, I guess, have straight assumptions about me. So I feel like you're just always coming out. I don't think there's ever like one grand out party, you know. It just happens in stages.
I feel like a lot of people say that bisexuality is just a phase because when you're younger, you kind of just do whatever you want and you try different things, and parents to their kids think that exploring their sexuality is just like exploring like a new set of like a new style per se. Like they're like, oh, I'm just gonna try this on, kiss this person, see what happens. And for some people that is true, but for other people they really just do like two different types of people, I guess.
It's not a phase. And I think the problem is that, I think with women especially, you know, everyone's like, oh, women always experiment, you know, so it, you know, it must be a phase, you know, you must be just experimenting. It's not a phase, and it's just really annoying because it's a part of who I am, and it's also part of like bi erasure. You know, people are trying to erase bisexuality. Even people in the gay community, you know, like, bisexuality isn't really, you have to be one or the other. But life doesn't really operate in the binary. Most times it operates in the gray, and it's so hard to, you know, try to untangle all of that, you know.
I get that a lot from my parents and from a lot of older people, that it's just a phase. I don't know, my initial reaction is like, well, I know what I am. Like, I'm very confident that I like both men and women. And it's very strange for people to say that it's a phase. Like, am I gonna grow up? What am I gonna just stop being attracted to women? You know, or I'm gonna stop being attracted to men. I don't know what that is. I think it's more confusing to me overall. Just that initial reaction. I don't think it angers me because they probably don't grasp the concept that you can like two things at one time. But yeah, I think I'm just more confused.
It's not a cover-up, okay? There's LGBTQIAP, lots of letters, but the B is there. So we're legitimate, okay? We're here, we're queer, we're legitimate, and it's not a cover-up. I think most people are uncomfortable with the idea of bisexuality because in their minds, everything has to be one other. You have to be gay or straight, you have to be male or female. So I feel like the fact that people can float in between, and sexuality is fluid anyway, but the fact that people can float in between makes people feel uncomfortable. So to rationalize it in their minds, they say, oh, it's just a cover up, you're actually gay, or just pick a side, either gay or straight, don't be both, you know, because they don't want to face their own uncomfortableness or their own reality that actually someone can be both. Someone could have successful relationships with men and have successful relationships with women, you know. And I don't understand the problem.
Kind of upsetting, actually. It is kind of upsetting because I know what I want and I'm very confident that I like both men and women. And for them to say that, it's like, you don't really know what I want. You know, you're not in my body. You're not living in the position that I'm living in for you to say like, okay, I'm trying to avoid being called homosexual because I know who I am. You know, maybe that's what it is.
I don't know, specifications to what they believe like a straight or a gay person is supposed to be. So if you're like, oh, I'm bi, they're like, okay, well, like, so what are you though? Like they keep asking, like, so are you more straight or are you more gay? And you know, there is a spectrum, and I believe everyone has like a place in the spectrum, and that like some people can't just choose. Like, so it does really bother me because I feel like a lot of people just don't get it. Like, yeah.
That's kind of frustrating for me because it took me so long to kind of figure out who I am and what I wanted. Like all throughout high school, like I've been wrestling with the idea of like, do I like women or do I like men, or like trying to just do that on my own, and for somebody to just come and tell me like you have to pick one, like I can't, because I've already situated myself, like I know what I want.
So there's a stark difference between being polyamorous, having open relationships, and being bisexual. There's like so many differences, and there's so many different like, you know, categories. So people who are polyamorous, that means in an actual polyamorous relationship that all members, like all parties, are like know about each other. You're having like, you know, let's say you have one woman and she's dating like 3 guys. You know, the 3 guys can know about the other guy, know they're dating, and they're all engaging in safe, consensual acts with people. Having open relationships, something that's also different. Open relationships mean the 2 people decided, okay, we want to allow other people in our relationship, and that either means like bringing a 3rd person or them going out separately and having relationships. I mean, it's so complicated. And being bisexual, you can be a bisexual polyamorous woman, right? So you can have a lot, right? So you can be bisexual. You can also be polyamorous, or you can be bisexual and you can also be in an open relationship, or you can be bisexual and be monogamous, which a lot of people are. Oh, sexuality is definitely a spectrum. I minored in human sexuality as undergrad, so you definitely have a spectrum. You have people on the way in who are like, you know, mostly like gay, like, you know, mostly operate in that area, and then you have people who are just mostly heterosexual, and then you have lots of people who are just who's definitely in the middle, you know, on the spectrum. And people can change all their lives. You know, people can be heterosexual for a long point in their life, and then you know, be lesbian. They can just, or be gay. You know, like it definitely changes. It's definitely a spectrum. It's definitely fluid, and people definitely move. I mean, some people do stay where they are their whole lives. Some people move along that spectrum. So it's definitely a spectrum.